Yonosuke is an ordinary high school student. Like most boys his age, he longs for a romantic relationship, specifically the kind of heart-fluttering love comedy between childhood friends depicted in manga. In fact, Yonosuke is already halfway to his dream. He has not one, but for beautiful childhood friends around him. But turning those friendships into romance seems nearly impossible. One morning, Yonosuke woke up to find Chio, one of his childhood friends, inexplicably in his bed. According to classic rom-com logic, this should have led to some risky developments. Instead, Yonosuke simply woke her up and urged her to leave his room. Watching the breeze lift her skirt as she walked away, Yonosuke shyly turned his head. It wasn't that he didn't have feelings for Shio, but she never seemed to treat him as a potential romantic interest, which made him afraid to confess, worried she might look at him with disgust. In truth, Shio didn't feel the way Yonosuke assumed. On the contrary, she liked him a lot, so much so that she had carefully planned that morning's accident, hoping to win his heart. Yet even in that situation, Yonosuke remained unmoved. Undeterred, Chio moved to plan B. She pretended to twist her ankle, grab Yonosuke, and tried to make him fall on top of her. But Yonosuke just stood up calmly and told her to be more careful next time. This move was literally taken from Yonosuke's favorite manga. Fortunately, Chio had a backup plan. Claiming her ankle hurt too much to walk, she asked Yonosuke to carry her to school. Instead, Yonosuke somehow produced a first aid kit and bandaged her ankle on the spot. It turned out that ever since they were kids, Chio loved climbing to the window from her house into Yonosuke's room, and she often got hurt doing it. Over time, Yonosuke developed the habit of keeping medical supplies handy. His thoughtfulness said Chio's affection for him soaring. She couldn't help but grab his hand and ask to walk to school holding hands like they used to. Considering her sprained ankle, Yonosuke agreed, but he grew nervous knowing how much like a couple they must look to others. To his surprise, Chio only held his hand tighter, making him wonder if she might feel the same way. Just then, a noise from behind interrupted his thoughts. He and Chio turned to see their friend Akari, who looked shocked. They quickly let go of each other's hands. Yonosuke tried to explain, but when he reached out, he accidentally brushed against Akari's chest, turning him a furious beating. Only when Chio mentioned her sprained ankle and explained Yonosuke was just helping did Akari finally let him go. Unsurprisingly, Akari, also one of Yonosuke's childhood friends, had long harbored feelings for him. To be close to him, she worked tirelessly to get into the same high school, carefully chose her outfits every day, and even bought the same snacks as him just to have more to talk about. But every time she opened her mouth, her nerves made her say the opposite of what she meant, which frustrated her deeply. Yonosuke was equally confused. He didn't understand why Akari, who used to be so close to him, had become so prickly. Worried they might stop being friends altogether, he tried to break the ice by talking about drinks, but they ended up arguing again almost immediately. Noticing Akari had accidentally taken a sip from his drink, Yonosuke tried to warn her, but it was too late. Though flustered, Akari played a cool and teased. Why so nervous? Don't tell me you've never even kissed anyone. That one to back down. Yonosuke shot back. Who says I haven't? I've got tons of experience. I could prove it right now. The moment the words left his mouth, he regretted them because Akari actually dragged him to a secluded corner to call his bluff. Yonosuke had to admit he'd never kissed anyone. Expecting to be mocked, he was surprised to see Akari's face light up, before she leaned in as if to kiss him. Just then, Chio suddenly appeared, startling Akari so much that she slipped, revealing her underwear to Yonosuke. Yonosuke, you seem so mature, but you're wearing cartoon-themed underwear. And so, another argument began. As a childhood friend of two of the most popular girls in class, Yonosuke naturally became the target of envy from every other boy. To deflect the tension, he claimed he never saw Shio as a girl. Unfortunately, Shio happened to be passing by and overheard him. As if to test his statement, Shio immediately sat on his lap, saying she wanted to borrow his notes. At such close proximity, any normal guy would have been flustered, but Yonosuke just urged her to finish copying and get off. There, Akari walked over, saying, "People might misunderstand," and tried to pull Shio away. But Shio, now aware that Akari also liked Yonosuke, retorted, "We're childhood friends, so it's fine." To everyone's surprise, Akari then sat on Yonosuke's other thigh, declaring, "Well, if that's the case, then I'll sit here so no one misunderstands." The two began subtly shifting and fidgeting on his lap as if competing, until Yonosuke couldn't take it anymore and made them both stop. Though Yonosuke always thought rom-coms only happened in manga, he was actually living one every day. What other hilarious and heart-thumping moments await him? Stay tuned to my channel for the latest updates on the new series.